There is a row of wardrobes in my bedroom at home. On a shelf, up and to the right, sit 3 boxes. They're made from light oak, and each has a small photo frame on its lid and a name, beautifully painted on the side in bubble writing. I keep the 3 boxes at the top of that wardrobe so that I can have regular access to each one. I see them every time I open the cupboard door, and they remind me to check and make sure that I'm carrying out the instructions held inside each one to the best of my ability. The boxes were prepared by Danielle, my late wife, who died from breast cancer on the 17th of September 2010. She was 40 years old. She left behind a box for each of our precious children. Ben, who was then 12, Joe, who was 10, and Amy, who was 6. The photo frame on the top of each box contains a picture of Danielle with each child, and on the side is their name in either blue or pink. The boxes are filled with many things, but mostly they are filled with a mother's love. They are Danielle's way of including herself in some of the major events in our children's lives. There is a birthday card for each child, written by Danielle, that is taken out and reused every year before being placed back in its box. There are good luck cards for GCSEs and A-levels, and for starting university. And there are special cards for 18th and 21st birthdays. And there are cards for weddings and for the births of children. Each box contains learner plates. In the boys' boxes, there are razors, shaving cream, and most importantly, condoms. Amy's box contains jewellery, a pair of barely worn, beautiful designer pink satin shoes that Danielle adored and used to call her future dream shoes, and a Tampax. In each of their rooms, in a photo frame, is a letter that she wrote to them. She prepared all of this and also filmed messages for her children and for her loved ones, and even her future grandchildren, so that we would always have a sense of her in our lives. We used to tease her about her obsession with Peter Pan, and she delighted in the fact that she'd always be a young and cool grandma. The flip side being she would never actually get to meet her grandchildren. I'm sharing this with you tonight because it is an important milestone in the journey of future dreams. Danielle and her late mother Sylvie, who also died of this disease, created future dreams to make a difference. However, they were always concerned that they would only really be engaging with women, given that 97% of breast cancer sufferers are female. So tonight, I'm addressing the men. 1 in 8 women will have breast cancer at some point in their lives. As I look at a room predominantly filled with men, I see husbands, fathers, boyfriends, brothers, and sons. And I'm sure that I'm not alone in this room, that I'm living proof that breast cancer affects us too, to a devastating effect. How do you start to pick up the pieces after your loved one has gone? How do you try to rebuild the shattered lives that have been left behind? How do you make your children okay? It is hard. I'm very lucky. Firstly, because I wouldn't change anything about the 15 years that I had with Danielle. Breast cancer can never take away my wonderful memories of her and that chapter of my life. Secondly, I was and continue to be surrounded by a wonderful family and a huge support network of friends who made my loss as bearable as it could ever be. However, I would still have benefited from some objective support, for the chance to talk to someone openly without fear of further upsetting family or friends. I could have used some guidance about how to navigate the impossible days and weeks leading up to, during, and after the worst moment of my life. I don't want other men to have to tell their children that mummy has gone, or to try to be strong for them and to fill the void that the woman who loved them more than anyone in the world has left, while inside they feel scared and alone. I can't stop this from happening to other men, but I can do something about them having to go through it alone. There are thousands of women going through breast cancer treatment, both privately and on the NHS, who during and after their treatment have no family, no support system, and no money to help them deal with the effects of chemo and radiotherapy, not to mention the considerable mental torture that cancer creates. There are therefore thousands of husbands, companions, and the children of all ages who are also struggling to deal with this, and in many unfortunate cases like ours, having to deal with the worst possible outcome. Future Dreams has an ambition to create a breast cancer support centre in the central London area, which aims to provide support to anyone going through this devastation, completely free of charge. The centre will be available to everyone and will provide therapies, exercise, nutritional support, and the invaluable opportunity to meet other sufferers with whom they can discuss their situation. The centre will also, and this is key and very important to us, host classes for carers and provide opportunities for people to share their experiences, supporting the unseen victims of this terrible disease. We're working with the Health Secretary, with local government, with local developers, trusts and foundations, and with the Haven charity, who already run 5 of these centres around the country, to secure 10 to 12,000 square feet on which to base this support centre. We need to fit out that centre and to pay for its running costs on a yearly basis, and we need your help to do that. I was married to an extraordinary woman, a force of nature who put so much in place to ensure the future happiness and well-being of her children. Future Dreams was immensely important to Danielle. She has no future. This centre will be her legacy. Please work with us to make her dream a reality. Think of it as providing a box in the wardrobe for everyone who needs it. Put in whatever you can, show you care, and help us all make a difference. Thank you for listening.